Welcome to Choosing Plants, guys. Let's make some creamy squash soup. The first thing that you're going to need are 3 very large yellow squash, and just chop these into really big chunks. You do not need small pieces for this. You could also have used zucchini in this recipe. It goes really well as well. The next thing that you're going to use are some onions. And this little tiny baby onion, actually, as you can see, my son actually grew these in our garden out back. He was super proud of these little onions. So just these are the same thing as the squash. Just go ahead and chop them into fairly large pieces. And as you can see, I'm having a little bit of difficulty getting the skins off. Do you guys have any suggestions for what you would do to get the skins off of onions easier? I end up probably losing a little bit of the outside of the onion every time I chop one because I can't figure out how to get the little skin off the outside. I'm not sure, maybe if I wash it I could just use it all. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? This onion was particularly difficult. Started to get it off, and then when I got it off, I ended up peeling out an entire layer of the onion. But like I said, you're going to want to use probably 2 good-sized onions. That other little baby onion was just there. You could definitely use white onions in this recipe if you would prefer, or yellow onions. Either is absolutely fine. I just happen to have purple onions in the house, and I actually prefer the purple onion. It's got a little bit more of a bite to it than the white onions and the yellow onions do. So go ahead and finish chopping that up, get the skins off, and get it just roughly chopped and into your pot. Gotta clean those hands off. So the next thing that we're going to want to put in here is some garlic. And I actually really like garlic. We use a lot of garlic, as you can see from the size of the container. So I actually was going to measure out a tablespoon and then decided, nope, that's not enough. Go ahead and use the heaping tablespoon of garlic. Just put that in the pan. And then the next ingredient is actually not labeled, but it's black pepper. And I put a generous helping of black pepper in this soup. It really gave it a really nice flavor. Definitely want to go ahead and put the black pepper in there. The next ingredient is thyme, and I love thyme in soup. And what sorry guys, I really don't measure anything, but what I do is I just sprinkle it so there's a nice little amount over the entire top of the vegetables. So this is Better Than Bouillon No Chicken Base, and it is just a very, very good broth that you can make into a vegan vegetable broth, but it's got a chickeny flavor to it. So obviously this jar is just about out, but I needed to get as much out of there as I could, a good heaping tablespoon, and it's very sticky, so you'll definitely want to have another spoon handy when you are scooping this out. That would have been very helpful. I'm also adding some of the white rice that I use on a daily basis to this soup. It's about a half of a cup, and I just sprinkled it in there. It's just going to cook with the soup. So next we're going to add water, and the water that you put in here, you just want to fill it up so that the vegetables are completely covered. Put it on the stove and cook it for probably about 20 minutes. Just let it go ahead and have a nice boiling simmer, and then you're going to want to blend it. I would highly recommend, if you guys don't have an immersion blender, to get one. I'll put a link below for one that has a really good motor. I bought my mom one and it's awesome. But they're so much safer than a stand on your counter blender when you want to do something that's like hot soup. And look how fast it is. Obviously fast forward, but I'm just checking to make sure I have all the lumps out of there before I finish. And then, of course, have to try the soup. I had a really hard time with this because I couldn't decide how to get the soup out of the container. I didn't want to make another dish dirty, and didn't want to get another bigger spoon out. But I have to say, guys, other than being crazy hot, this soup was absolutely fantastic. I really enjoyed it, and I ate it for days. Let me know what you guys think after you make this. Hope you enjoy it.